help
That might help.
a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Yeah, it's fate.
Very, very sleepy boy.
I am.
So yeah, this. Hey, it's fate. Let's go.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
Right. It was with Ren and Saber and
Archer.
Yeah. Well, hey, I don't think we've revealed that yet. Have we? I don't know.
I don't.
We'll find out.
Or
were we just given a brief glimpse of the future?
Oh, who knows? So we don't stop.
Yeah, I was gonna say you had something planned for this. I don't know what you want me to do.
Yeah, the plan is to do the Fate route instead of like Unlimited Blade Works. I think this is like the big like moment. It's like if you stop her, then it goes into the Unlimited Blade Works route.
Gotcha. Do you want me to read this since it's going to be a lot of Shiro and? Are you the voice of Archer?
That's a good question. I don't think we've actually talked yet.
Oh, well, you should be, considering whatever reasons.
Yeah, mystery reasons.
Yes. Easily slashes the man in red. Saber raises her arm to finish him off, but right before the man in red's neck is slashed, he disappears as a powerful magic is cast. Saber doesn't stop. She dashes to the person behind the man in red and easily cuts off the large spell the person something. Person launches.
What the?
I knew she was strong, but this is overwhelming. That spell right now was at a level of intervention magic that I cannot even compare with. Father could use one as strong as that, but to cast a natural intervention of that power instantly, I don't think even a first-class magus could do so. But Saber nullified even that master-class magic. The enemy must be a magus, as the match is decided right there. The Magus's attacks are no use against Saber, and she mercilessly attacks the Magus. A sound of someone falling backwards. The Magus has miraculously dodged Saber's blow, but the enemy now cannot move. Saber corners the enemy and points her invisible sword. My mind freezes. Probably because the moon lights up the scene for an instant. I can tell that the figure Saber is pointing at is a human. I can't tell who it is, but the image of Saber killing someone and getting splattered with blood pops into my head. Saber moves. She will pierce the enemy's throat with the thing in her hand.
Stop, Saber!
I scream as loud as I can.
Oh, as loud as I can?
No, don't, please. We also have neighbors. They don't. Her sword stops. Thank God I can't see her sword. The end of her invisible sword isn't wet with the enemy's blood.
Please don't do it, Saber.
I address her, glaring, preparing myself to do my best to stop her. Why do you stop me, Shiro? She is Archer's master. We have to kill her here. No, Saber has no intention of stopping. She only stopped because I said so, and she is ready to bring her sword down at any time.
I'm telling you to wait. You're calling me master or something, but I don't understand anything at all. If you're going to call me that, I think you should at least explain things to me first.
Saber doesn't answer. She only stares at me in silence. This really likes to put ellipses in quotes.
Yeah.
Oh, this is you.
You're doing this in the wrong order, Saber. I still don't understand who you are, but I'll listen if you talk, so please, just don't do this.
Saber is silent. still pointing her sword at the fallen enemy. She looks at me discontentedly. What do you mean by that? Are you demanding ideals like not hurting anyone unnecessarily?
Huh?
Not hurting anyone unnecessarily. Well, it is true that we should avoid fights as much as possible, but I'm not so good-natured as to release someone who came to attack me. So you are saying do not take a life even if it is that of an enemy, correct? I will not obey such an order. An enemy is someone you must defeat. If you still want me to stop, make me obey with your command spell.
Huh? I'm talking about you. A girl shouldn't be swinging her sword around. All the more if you're going to get her. All the more so if you're hurt. Oh wait,
Ow.
I don't even know if that's a sword or not, huh? Anyway, you're a girl, so you can't do that.
Wow, Shiro.
Damn.
Saber looks at me dumbfounded as if taken aback. How long were we standing like that?
I think this is Ren.
So, when will Saber-san lower her sword? I don't remember Ren's voice. The figure on the ground suddenly speaks. Saber suddenly returns her to concentrating her attention on her sword. Give up. I have no sword to lower in front of an enemy. Even if your master says to lower it? Wow, so even Saber would betray her master, huh? Saber grits her teeth. But Saber lowers her sword and relaxes. Saber's hostility disappears, so she must have put away her sword as well. I see. Then I can stand up, right? The one on the ground stands up. She looks shameless. She looks shameless? Brushing her rear. Alright.
Okay, Shiro.
Hey, wait a second. That sulky person is definitely... What? Oh, what?
Oh, what? You're Tosaka.
Yes, good evening, Emiya-kun. Tosaka Ren replies with a big smile. That gets me. If she greets me normally like that, everything that happened up to now seems like a dream, and... No, my head's about to explode. Geez, how easily would things be if it did? What? If his head just blew up right there.
No, well, so you were using magic right now, so that means...
I'm a magus. Well, we're the same, so it's not something I need to hide.
Good.
When she replies clearly like that, it makes me seem stupid for asking. I mean, it does, yes. Let's talk inside. You don't know anything, right, Emiya-kun? Why did she assume that?
I mean, he did just say, I don't know anything. Please explain it to me.
You know what? Fair enough. So, saying, she walks towards the entrance.
Wait, what are you thinking?
And then... She turns, the smile on her face isn't like... She turns, and the smile on her face isn't like the previous one. Are you stupid? I'm thinking about a lot of things. That's why I wanted to talk to you. Emiya-kun, it's good to be surprised by sudden turns of events, but it could sometimes cost you your life if you don't just accept it. Incidentally, do you understand that now is one of those times? She glares at me. It's fine if you understand, so let's go to your place. Tosaka goes to the gate.
She's really pissed.
It's only natural. She had a sword pointed at her until now, and she was almost killed.
No, but still.
Is it just my imagination, or is she totally unlike how she seems at school? So I'm in a strange situation. Yep, that's me. You might wonder how I got here. In front of me is school's #1 idol, whom I admire, Tosaka Ren.
It all started when I failed at the high jump.
It all it all started when I joined the archery club. And following silently behind me is Saber, who calls herself a servant. Oh, the hallway suddenly feels like a different dimension. But I can't be a coward forever. I'm a magus, even if I am just an amateur. Tosaka Rin, a magus just like me, is acting so fearlessly, so I have to act firmly too. But I can only work out a few things. First, about Saber, who's following me. I am sure that she is some kind of familiar, because she calls me master and I've made a contract with her. I hear that a familiar is some kind of an assistant for a magus. Most magi transfer part of their body into something and summon it as another self. For the other self, a magus usually uses a small animal. That's simply because it's easy to take over the mind of something like a cat or a dog. Some magi use a human as their familiar, but they need enough magical energy to restrain a human at all times if they do such a thing. But if one constantly uses enough magical energy to control someone, it would take most of the magus's magical energy to sustain the familiar. But that'd be putting the cart before the horse. A familiar is something that assists the magus. To reduce the burden on a magus, it is commonly accepted that small animals are most suitable. So I've been taught, but man, this version of Shiro knows a lot more stuff about magic.
Yeah, it sure does.
What is it, Shiro?
No, it's nothing.
Saber looks human no matter how you look at her, and she is clearly superior to me, her master. I don't have the magical energy to control such a person. And more than that, I don't have the magic circuit to summon a familiar. So Saber must be something rather unlike a familiar. She said she is a servant. I don't know what that is, but I think the man called Lancer and the man in red with Tosaka were the same thing. Then it must be that Tosaka is also called a master. I just saw her magic skills. If I am worth half a magus, she is worth 3 magi. Though of course there's no point in comparing me to another magi when I can only use the strengthening magic. Anyway, Tosaka is an amazing magus. And any spiritually superior land is a family of magi that looks after that land. The Emiya family only came to this land in Kuritsugu's generation, so we're just strangers. That's why I didn't know that Tosaka was a magus, and I'm sure Tosaka didn't know that I knew magic. There are several magi in this town that I don't know about. If Lancer is the familiar of another magus in this town, then does it mean that I stuck my head into a conflict between magi? Wow, it's pretty big Japanese. Wow, it's Wow, it's pretty big. Japanese style is unusual for me. Oh, is that the living room, Emiya-kun? Saying so, Tosaka goes into the living room. Let's stop thinking for now. Let's just listen to Tosaka's story. I turn the lights on. It's already past 1 in the morning. Oh, it's cold. What's this? The windows are broken.
I couldn't help it. I was attacked by this Lancer guy. I was just desperate.
Oh, I see. Then were you fighting him alone until you summoned Saber?
I didn't fight it. He just kind of beat me up.
Oh, so you don't try to show off, huh? I see, I see. You're really just as you appear, Emiya-kun. Tosaka walks over to the broken window.
Huh?
Tosaka I'm trying to think of a joke that combines like power tools and strengthening magic, like 2,000 magic amps through my magical circuit. Tosaka takes a piece of shattered glass, takes a look at it, and
Good luck.
What?
Good luck.
Minuten Vorschreiben. Wait, isn't B like what's B in German?
It's like B, isn't it?
No, it's like a.
It's like Schweiven.
Sound?
Schweiven?
Hold on. B in German. B in German. It's like a. No, come on. Google, you're gonna fuck me on this. It's called an ezet or Schaffer's S.
What does it mean?
I don't know.
The letters. What does it mean? What do they mean?
Sharp S. So Schweizen. She cuts the tip of her finger and puts a drop of her blood onto the glass. What kind of magic is this? The shattered glass combines on its own and restores itself in a matter of seconds.
Tosaka, that was...
It's a small demonstration. It won't be enough to repay you for saving me. But I have to at least do this much. Sorry, I'm still looking up the S thing.
Oh.
Oh, it's pronounced like a Z. Right. Well, I'm sure you wouldn't fix... You would... Well, I'm sure you would have fixed it. Oh, wait, this is you speaking.
No, that's you.
Oh, this is me? Sorry. Well, I'm sure you would have fixed it even if I hadn't. But that's just a waste of magical energy, right? All you really have to do is replace the window. But we don't want to talk in this cold, do we? She says so as if it's something natural. I figured I would look up the German B now because she uses words like that a lot.
She sure does.
That leads us to say her skills are beyond my understanding.
No, that's amazing, Tosaka. I can't do that kind of thing, so I'm glad you fixed it.
Huh? There's no way you can't fix it. Handling glass is so elementary. Restoring glass that broke a few minutes ago is only like an admission test for any school, right?
So that's how it is? I was only taught by my father, so I don't even know the basics or the elementary stuff.
Huh? Tosaka freezes. Damn it. It seems I said something I shouldn't have. Wait, then you're saying you're just an amateur who can't even run your own workshop?
Huh? I don't even have a workshop.
Well, I do have that shed as my training area, but I think Tosaka would...
Fate is simply too powerful for OBS to handle.
I guess. Still says offline. Come on. I know you wanna.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Oh. It did for a second. Oh, it says live. Okay, I guess it will. I think it's impossible, but I'll ask anyway. Could it be that you don't know how to handle the 5 main elements, or how to make a pass? I honestly admit that I don't know. Wow, that's scary. She's so beautiful usually, so she looks pretty scary now. Then what are you, just an amateur?
That's not true. I can at least use strengthening magic.
Strengthening? That's an awfully odd magic. So you can't do anything other than that? Tosaka glares at me.
Well, to be honest, probably not.
Her glare makes my answer vague. Geez, why did Saber get summoned to a guy like this? She sighs. It makes me mad. I haven't been playing around. I know I'm an amateur, but I don't think it matters right now. Well, I don't care. There's no point complaining about what's already happened. More importantly, I have to pay back my debt right now. Tosaka takes a breath. Well, I'll begin. Emiya-kun, you don't know what kind of situation you're in now, correct? I nod. Noddos, dude. I thought so. Well, I could tell easily. But I have to confirm, right? It's only putting flab on my mind if I tell someone that already knows about it.
Huh?
I think that was a weird phrase. Correct. But I stay quiet as I think she'll beat me up if I make fun of her now. To put it bluntly, you have been chosen as a master. You have a holy sign on one of your hands, right? On your hand or on your arm. There are personal differences, but there should be 3 command seals engraved. That is the sign of a master.
On my hand. Oh, this.
Yes, that is also a spell that rules the servant. So take care of it. It's called a command spell, and you can retain control of your servant as long as you have it.
Huh? What do you mean, as long as I have it?
The command spell is an item of unconditional obedience. I think you've already realized that servants have their own will, but that mark overrules their will, and makes them obey your command. There's no spell to activate it, and it will be activated when you put your mind to using it. But you'll lose one for every time you use it, so make sure you only use it twice. If you lose all of your command spells, you'll be killed, so be careful.
What? I'll be killed?
That's right. It's fundamental in the Holy Grail War for masters to kill other masters. And the master that kills the other 6 masters is awarded the Holy Grail.
What?
Hold on, I don't understand what Tosaka is talking about at all. Like the part about masters killing other masters. And the part where the winner gets the Holy Grail? Wait, does she mean that Holy Grail? I love Monty Python. You still don't understand? To put simply, you've been dragged into a game. A survival game between 7 masters. A game called the Holy Grail War. A battle royale. A battle royale between the masters that won't end until you kill all other masters.
Oh, that makes perfect sense. Like, we get the chicken dinner at the end. It's like the Holy Grail, right?
Number 1 victory royale. Yeah, we're about to get fate. Tosaka Rin states so as if it's the most natural thing in the world. That phrase swirls in my head. I have been chosen as a master. Tosaka says she is a master. Familiars called servants. And a battle to the death between other magi called the Holy Grail War. Why hasn't there been a battle royale game that's just fate-based?
What?
Let's make a fate battle royale game.
Isn't Fate already a battle royale, though?
Yeah, but like make it like a game. like an apex or a. Give Saber a gun.
Oh, wait. What is that? What are you talking about all of a sudden? Yeah, what are you talking about all of a sudden?
I understand how you feel, but I'm just telling you the truth. Besides, you should understand deep down. You should know you're in a situation you can't run away from, having been almost killed by the servant twice now. That's certainly. I was almost killed by that Lancer guy, but... Oh no, that's wrong. In fact, you weren't almost killed. You were actually killed. I'm surprised you're alive again. Tosaka's comment finishes me off. Ugh. That's right. The guy killed me, and I certainly died. I don't know why that line makes me giggle. No excuse nor negotiation was possible. I was just someone who had to be killed. So, even if I do deny this battle to the death, that I cannot understand, the others in it will not withdraw. Do you get it now? Then I'll go on. I don't exactly know what the Holy Grail War is. But I know that every few decades, 7 masters are chosen and given servants. I'm also chosen as a master. That's why I made a contract with a servant, and you made a contract with Saber. Think of a servant as a familiar, given to you by the Holy Grail to win the Holy Grail War. And as masters, we are to work together with our servant to kill other masters. Tosaka's description is too brief for me to understand. But there is one thing I do wonder about.
Hold on, you said Saber is a familiar, but I'm not convinced. Familiars are things like cats and birds, right? Well, I do hear that some use human ghosts, but Saber has a body. Besides, she doesn't look like a familiar.
I glance at Saber. Saber is quietly listening to our conversation. She looks just like a human being. I don't know her identity, but she's a girl about my age. Just having a girl like that near me is more than enough. So I don't get it when she calls me that when she tells me that Saber is a familiar. Like, what? And besides, my heart is pounding right now. Familiar, huh? Well, servants are in that category, but they are of a different level. Because that girl over there is a ghost liner, considered to be the strongest of all familiars. Ghost liner?
Ghost liner? Then, do you mean that she really is a ghost?
Metal Gear?
High D. Saber! Holy Grail! The church!
A human ghost that stopped living a long time ago. Well, yeah, that's what a ghost means, but the remaining minds of those with strong abilities who remain in this world even after they die. But that doesn't make sense. A ghost doesn't have a body. A ghost can't be hurt by ghosts. So as I have a body, a ghost shouldn't be able to kill me.
Great logic there.
I don't need a lifeguard. This is a bathtub. Oh, it's just me?
Yeah, that's you.
A ghost, huh? She's similar, but Saber would kill you if you compared her to one. Servants are heroes of the past given bodies, beings surpassing humans. More like spirits.
Huh? Heroes of the past given bodies?
Metal Gear?
Holy Grail?
That's right. A legendary hero was pulled from the past or present or wherever and given a body. Well, it's the role of a master to summon them, and the Holy Grail does the rest. It's impossible for a magus to give shape to a soul, so we're assisted by a strong artifact, capitalized.
Hold on. So a hero of the past means what?
I look over at Saber.
She's just standing like that.
She's like a few degrees away from just A-posing in the corner. Then she's a heroine from the past, too. Well, it's true that nobody would dress like that now, but still.
That's impossible. I've never heard of such magic.
Of course not. This isn't magic. Think of it as a phenomenon created by the Holy Grail. It's impossible to recreate a soul and give it body without it.
Recreation of the soul? Then a servant isn't a ghost?
No, haven't you been taught that... Haven't you been taught that any humans, animals, or machines that leave any great achievements behind get removed from the ring of reincarnation and sublimate into beings of higher rank? Boy, have I not.
Huh.
Heroes are that sort of beings. Although, yes. To put simply, they have been worshipped and made into artificial gods. Ghost magic, such as supplicating ghosts, uses heroic spirits to make miracles happen. But the servants are familiars of the heroes themselves. So they accompany you in spirit form, but if need be, you can give them form to make them fight.
Huh, so you mean you can give them form or keep them in spirit form? I don't see your servant, so he's here in spirit form right now?
No, he's healing his wounds in the summoning circle at my house right now. Saber wounded him just now, right? If I hadn't withdrawn him by force, he would have had his head chopped off. Look, the only ones who can beat these servants are other servants. Spirits like them. Well, we can hit them too if they take form, so we might be able to beat them. But servants are all strong as monsters, right? So we let monsters deal with monsters. The master usually supports them from behind. Tosaka's explanation irritates me for some reason. What the hell are you talking about? She calls them... Whoa! Alright, I think it's fixed.
Yeah?
Nothing, it's fine. It lasted for like a split second. But I saw it out of the corner of my eye. She calls them monsters. I don't know what the others... she calls them monsters. I don't know about the other servants, but I don't want her to talk about Saber like that. Anyway, someone who becomes a master must kill all other masters using his servant. Do you understand it so far?
In words, yes, but I'm not convinced. To begin with, who started such a thing, and why?
That's not something I know about, nor should I answer. You should put that kind of question to the one overseeing the Holy Grail War. The one thing I can tell you is that all you can do now is to fight, and servants are powerful familiars, so you should use them wisely. Tosaka says so, and now turns to Saber. So, from what I hear from Imya-kun, you must not be in full form, Saber. You were summoned by an apprentice magus who has no idea how to be a master. I'm trying to remember Saber's voice. Yes, I am not in full form, as you said. Oh, fuck, that's just Rin's. Fuck! Yes, I am not in full form, as you say. Since Shiro does not have the magical energy to give me form, it will be difficult for me to turn into a spirit or to replenish my magical energy. Those sound the exact same. I didn't even realize until now.
Nah, it's like slightly different.
Okay, good, I guess. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that you were in that bad of a state. But I didn't think you'd tell me honestly. I was wondering how I ought to find out your weakness. I do not wish others to know my weakness, but I do not think I can fool you. It would be meaningless to hide our situation from you. So it will be better for us to tell you of our situation and to have Shiro better understand the situation he is in right now. Correction. And you have a good personality too. Geez, I'm regretting it even more now. If I was your master, I would have certainly won this war. Tosaka clenches her fist with anger.
Tosaka, do you mean I'm not fit to be her master?
Of course not, idiot. Wow. She just said something that any normal person would have trouble saying. What? Do you have any more questions? And she doesn't realize it. Her honor student image from school crumbles inside of me. Good going, Issei. Tosaka certainly shows no openings, just like a devil. Well, we're done talking, so let's get going. Tosaka suddenly says something strange.
Huh? Go where?
We're going to see the guy who knows all about the game you're involved in. The Holy Grail War. You want to know the reasons behind the Holy Grail War, right?
Of course, but where is it? It's already so late, so...
It'll be fine. It's in the neighboring town. We should be back by dawn if we hurry. And besides, it's Sunday tomorrow, so it should be fine to stay up late.
No, that's not the problem.
It's just that a lot of things happened today, so I want to have a rest and think about them. I mean, that's true. It's been a busy day. Dying and all that.
Yeah.
What, you're not going? Well, if you say so. But what about you, Saber? Tosaka asked Saber.
Hold on, this has nothing to do with Saber, so don't push her.
Oh, you're already feeling like a master. You don't want me talking to Saber?
just
What?
Just how Saber's just standing in that pose. That's not it. It's just that if what you said is true, then Saber is a heroine from the past, right? So she wouldn't know about this time since she was just summoned. So it just said that it just got reconnected.
Alright, well, it takes a few seconds for it to... we're back.
Hey.
Shiro, that is wrong. Servants can adapt to any time. So I know about this age as well.
Really?
Yes. This is not the first time I have been summoned in this age. What? No way. What are the chances of that? Hey, Tosaka is surprised too. So that must mean Saber said something incredible. Shiro, I agree with her. You lack experience as a master. As a servant making a contract with you, I want you to be stronger. Get good. Saber stares at me silently. It's a gentle stare that's worried, not for herself, but for me.
Alright, I'll go. So where is this place, Tosaka? It's a place we can come back from, right?
Of course. We are headed to Kotamine Church in the neighboring town. That's where the false priest, the one who oversees the battle, is living.
You know... Just imagine, like, you know how there's, like, always signs in front of churches that are like, oh, this is the Catholic Church, this is the Baptist Church. And you just have the Kotamine Church.
Who's this a church of, Kotamine? Tosaka makes an evil smile. It looks like she's having fun dragging me around while I don't know anything. It might be prejudice. But I'm beginning to feel like there's a problem with her personality.
Harsh.
Yeah. Also, do you want to narrate?
Sure. We walk through the nighttime town. It's past 1 a.m, and there's no one out at this time. The lights in the houses are out, and only the street lamps illuminate the silent town. Hey, Tosaka, are you planning to walk to the neighboring town?
Yeah. The buses and trains have stopped running. A walk at night is good once in a while, right?
I see. Then if I may ask, do you know how long it takes to get there?
Well, it should take about an hour walking. If it gets late, we can always take a taxi.
I won't waste that kind of money, and besides... what I mean is, it might be dangerous for girls to walk around at a time like this. You know it's dangerous, right? I won't be responsible for if something happens.
Don't worry, nobody's going to mess with us. You may be forgetting, but Saber is really strong.
Oh. She's right. Whoever it is, if someone attacks her, they will be counterattacked viciously.
There it is! The coat. Rin, what was Shiro saying? I don't quite understand. Huh? Well, he was just making a big misunderstanding or being a plain stupid. He's saying he'll help us if some pervert appears. What? Shiro is my master. I should be protecting him instead. I don't think he's thinking about that sort of thing. He seems unconcerned about magi or servants at all. I kind of wonder what's going on in his head.
It's not funny, but I just... Tosaka and Saber now know each other well enough to talk to each other.
It's funny because it's just the coat over her previous PNG.
Yeah. Saber has been silent ever since I stopped her from going out dressed like she was. See, she said that she wouldn't take off her armor, so I made her wear a raincoat, and she's been quiet ever since. Now she follows me and only speaks to Tosaka.
Wait, where are you going, Emiya-kun? Isn't that the wrong way?
We need to get to the bridge, right? Well, then this will be a shortcut. I don't want to walk alongside them, so I quickly make my way to the small side road. They follow me without objection. It's the bridge! We come out into a park.
It's also that park.
Hey, it is that park. We have to walk across that bridge to the neighboring town of Shinto, but...
Wow, I didn't know about this road. I see, since you can get to the bridge from the park, all you have to do is head for the park. Yeah.
Sure. Tosaka looks up at the bridge, talking happily. Maybe it's just because it's nighttime. Tosaka's face, looking up at the bridge, seems even more beautiful than at school. I'm troubled. Let's go. We didn't come here to play around. I hurry Tosaka, who is standing still in the middle of the park, and make my way up the stairs. Once we reach the road alongside the bridge, Shinto will be straight ahead of us.
Hey, it's that walkway on the bridge.
Walkway on the bridge? There's no one on the bridge. That's only natural for not many people to use it during... That's only natural as not many people use it even during daytime. It's more normal to use the bus or the train to get to the neighboring town. So this bridge is rarely used. That's because it's so long and carries a fear that it might collapse on you. That must be why this place hasn't been used for dates, even though it's the perfect location-wise. That's stupid. What am I thinking?
That is stupid, Shiro. What are you talking about? People don't use this bridge because they're afraid it's going to collapse. What? I don't think that's true.
I think it might just be you projecting your fear, Shiro. Saber is following me silently, and Tosaka is walking right beside me. Trying to ignore them, I hurry across the bridge.
Why are you trying to ignore them? Why are you being so weird?
The girls.
Gross. Ew.
Beyond the bridge, Tosaka leads us into the suburbs. When I think about Shinto, only the office buildings in front of the station come to mind, but there are streets from older times you couldn't get away from the station. The suburbs are the most extreme of those. There are hilly roads and high ground overlooking the sea. As you go further up the hill, there are fewer buildings, and the foreigner's cemetery built on the slope of the hill can be seen.
Foreigner's cemetery? I didn't know that's a thing. The church is up here. You must have been there at least once, right?
No, I know it used to be an orphanage, though.
I see. Then it'll be your first time today. You should prepare yourself. The priest there is a difficult man to deal with.
Tosaka starts up the hill. Looking up, I can see a building at the top of the hill. A church atop the hill, even. I never thought I'd visit...
That building is a church. A church atop the hill.
I never thought I'd visit God's house for the first time for a reason like this.
Visit God's house. Hey, it's that church.
Wow, this is really awesome! The church is magnificent. The whole top of the hill must be the church's land, as a flat field welcomes me as soon as I reach the top. The church isn't that big, but it is compelling, towering over its visitors.
Shiro, I will remain here.
Huh? Why? I can't just leave you here when we came up here together.
I did not come for the church. I followed to protect you. If your destination is the church, you should try not to go any farther. So I shall wait here for your return.
Saber says clearly. It doesn't seem like she'll budge an inch, so I decide to respect her decision. Alright then, I'll be going.
Yes, please do not let your guard down, whomever you are facing, Master. It's so well lit.
Oh. It is a large, impressive chapel. Since it's so large, many people must come here during the day. If he's entrusted with such a church, the priest here must be a man of character.
He is a character, but is he a man of character?
Tosaka, what kind of person is the priest here?
It's kind of hard to explain. I've known him for 10 years, but I still can't grasp his character.
You've known him for 10 years? That's a pretty long relationship. Is he a relative of yours or something?
He is not my relative, but he is my guardian. On top of that, he is my senior as an apprentice, and my second teacher.
Huh. Senior as an apprentice? You mean apprentice as a magus?
That's right. But why are you so surprised?
Because he's a priest. Aren't priests forbidden to use magic? By their nature, a magus and the church cannot be in harmony. The organization that the Magi belong to is called the Magic Association. And the other side of religion, the side that you wouldn't see while living normal life, is called the Holy Church. What?
That you wouldn't see while living... The side you wouldn't see while living a normal life is called the Holy... Sure.
The two are barely similar. They cooperate in name, but are only trying to kill each other when given the chance. The Church hates heretics. They totally eliminate the inhumane, and they count magic-using humans among their targets. For the Church, miracles are only given to the chosen holy saints. Any miracles handed by other people are heresies.
Heresies?
There are no exceptions, even for those within the Church. The higher one rises in the Church, the more one is prohibited from the impurity of magic.
Man, so the Pope can't use any magic at all.
So the Pope doesn't have a noble phantasm. It's good to know. And for a follower entrusted with a church like this, and the more divine protection one receives, the more one should stray away from magic. No, first of all, is the priest here on our side?
Yes, he is the one supervising the Holy Grail War, after all. He is a real agent. Capitalized. Well, I don't know if he has divine protection, though.
Tosaka's footsteps echo as she approaches the altar. It's bad manners to do that when the priest isn't here, but it's so late at night. He won't be in the chapel, so if he's anywhere, it'll be in the private room in the back. So, who is this priest? You said a name like Kotomine before.
His name is Kotomine Kirei. He's a student of my father, and we've had an inseparable relationship for 10 years now. Well, I wish I'd never met him, though. Wow.
Wow, he did so much for you. He gave you the dagger and everything.
Yes.
Also, do you want me to be Kotomine?
Yeah, go for it.
I feel the same way. I do not want an apprentice who does not respect her teacher. A footstep. He must have noticed our entry as he slowly appears from the other side of the altar.
There he is.
You didn't answer my repeated calls, and now you bring a strange guest. So he is the seventh one, Rin?
Right, he's a magus, but he's pretty much a beginner. So I just couldn't let him be. I believe it was the rules to report here when one becomes a master, right? It's a rule you invented, but I'll follow it this time.
Very well, then I must thank this young man. The priest called Kotomine slowly turns to me. Without realizing, I step back. He's not scary at all.
Disagree, but alright.
I don't feel any hostility from him.
Disagree, but alright.
But this priest has a presence that makes the air feel around him heavy. Or makes the air around him feel heavy. That sounds about right.
Yes.
I am Kotomine Kirei, the one entrusted with this church. What is your name, Seventh Master? Amiya Shiro, but I haven't agreed to this master thing yet. I glare back at the priest, trying not to lose against his presence. Amiya Shiro. Huh? The weight on my back turns into a chill. The priest slowly smiles as if he's met someone pleasant. That smile. It makes me... I thank you, Amiya. You have brought Rin here. If it were not for you, she would not have come. The priest makes his way to the altar. Tosaka moves away from the altar and stands beside me. Then let us start, Amiya Shiro. You are Saber's master, correct? That's wrong. I certainly made a contract with her, but I don't understand this whole master and holy grail war thing. If the master should be a proper magus, then you should go and choose someone a more suitable person. I see. This is serious. Does he really not know anything, Rin? Really know?
I told you, he's a beginner. Train him from the very first steps, will you? You're really good at that, right?
Tosaka urges the priest. Oh, I see. So that's how it is, I understand. This is the first time you've ever depended on me. Miyashiro, I can never thank you enough. Father Kotsumine laughs. The conversation makes me feel uneasy. First, let us correct your misunderstandings. Listen, Miyashiro. Master is not a role you can give to someone else, nor is it something you can stop being once you are chosen. Those who have the command seals carved on them cannot resign from being a master. You must accept that fact. Why can't I quit? The command spell is a holy mark. Becoming a master is a trial placed upon you. You cannot escape it just because it is inconvenient. You cannot be released from the pain until you obtain the Holy Grail. If you wish to retire from being a master, all you can do is obtain the Holy Grail and wish for it. If you do that, everything will be as you desire, Miyashiro.
That would be a shitty wish.
It would be. It would be a pretty bad wish.
I wish to not be a master, okay, but the game's over.
I said I'm out. I said I'm out. I'm done.
I don't want to do this game anymore. You won. There's no one left. You won. Disconnect much during Dark Tide. There was like a couple times where you had some drops, but definitely is more occurring with Fate. Anyway,
yeah.
It's back.
Your wishes, even clearing out all the mud inside you, is possible. Yes, it is even possible to start everything over again. Therefore, you should desire it. If the time comes, you will appreciate being chosen as a master. If you wish to erase those burns that cannot be seen, all you have to do is accept that holy mark. What? I feel dizzy. The priest's words don't make any sense. They just confuse me more and more as I listen. But still, his words soak into my brain and clot like blood. What?
Just the brain aneurysm video. Kirei, don't go off topic. I asked you to tell him the rules. I didn't ask you to open up his old wounds. What?
A voice cuts in. Tosaka? That clears up my dizzy head. I see. It is pointless to say anything to these kinds of people. So I was trying to take away his morality while he still misunderstood. I guess it's true that compassion is not good for others, and I rather enjoyed it too.
What? Yeah, kinda. What? Does it do you any good to help him?
Of course. Helping people means saving yourself in the end. Well, it won't do any good to preach to you now. So let us return to the main topic, Miyashiro. The battle you have been dragged into is called the Holy Grail War. Have you learned from Rin that this is an all-out war between 7 masters and using 7 servants? I did. It's some ridiculous thing where even 7 masters kill each other, right? Indeed. But we are not committing these inhumane acts because we want to. Everything is a ritual to determine who is the most suitable to receive the Holy Grail. Because of its greatness, we require trials to determine its owner. What trials? I'll bet this priest doesn't think anything of this Holy Grail War thing as a trial. Hold on, you keep saying Holy Grail War, but what is it? You can't possibly mean the actual Holy Grail, right? The Holy Grail. A grail said to have received the blood of Christ. It is considered to be one of the greatest holy relics, and is said to be capable of many miracles. The most common rumor is that it is the one who obtains the Holy Grail will obtain the world. But that is just an invention. After all, the Holy Grail itself is most likely something that exists but doesn't exist. A Holy Grail that makes wishes come true certainly appears in many folklores and legends across the world. But that's it. A fictional power that does not exist and isn't possible. That is the Holy Grail. So, answer Kotomine Kirei, is the Holy Grail you're talking about really the Holy Grail? Of course. The Holy Grail that appeared in this town is real. As a proof, the great miracle of the servant has occurred. Summoning and controlling past heroes? No, a miracle close to resurrecting the dead is almost a sorcery. A Holy Grail with this much power shall grant its owner unlimited. Oh. A Holy Grail with this much power shall grant its owner unlimited power. This object's unreal. What?
I hate that sentence so much. A Holy Grail with this much power shall grant its owner unlimited power.
The object's unreality is worthless in front of that truth. So, he means that even if it is fake, it doesn't matter if it has the powers that could overwhelm you. It doesn't matter if it has powers that would overwhelm even the true Holy Grail. Alright, let's assume there really is a Holy... Alright, let's assume that there really is a Holy Grail. Then why is it required to do something like that, like the Holy Grail War? We shouldn't be killing each other if the Holy Grail exists. If the Holy Grail is so great, we can all share its power.
If the Holy Grail is so great, why isn't there a Holy Grail too?
Fate Apocrypha. Vine boom sound effect. That is a fair argument, but we do not have such freedom. Only one person can obtain the Holy Grail. That is not something we choose, but what the Holy Grail has decided. The Holy Grail decides the 7 masters and summons the 7 servants. I told you that this is a ritual. The Holy Grail chooses the people suitable to obtain it, and selects its appropriate owner by making them fight for it. That is the Holy Grail War. The ritual where those chosen by the Holy Grail kill each other in order to obtain it. The priest speaks plainly. I have no rebuttals and look down at my left hand. There is the mark they call the command spell. It must mean that as long as I have this mark, I cannot quit being a master. I'm not convinced. Even though only one person can be chosen, it's not like the idea that all we can do is kill the other masters. Is this you?
Sorry, I was... Because he purposefully said left hand, but I'm looking at images from the anime and it's on his right hand. Wait, no, there's a left hand on this one, left hand on this one, right hand on this one.
Oh wait, you got it from Kritsuko, didn't you? Because... I
mean, listen, we don't need to talk about my tattoo. But yes, you are correct.
But like, Kritsuko has it on his right hand.
Yes.
But like every other master has it on like a different hand or a different area.
I guess, yeah.
So yeah, there you go.
Weird. What? But I'm just like specifically Shiro, because isn't Shiro's also on his right? But sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. Huh? Hold on. You're misunderstanding if you think that you have to kill them. There's no need to kill the masters. Bitch, you said that you had to.
Huh? But you said we had to kill each other. Kotomine said so too. You will kill each other.
You be quiet, Kirei. Now the Holy Grail in this town is in spirit form. It's not something with form. So it's something we have to call forth by a special ritual, meaning we have to materialize it. We can call it as magi, but since it is in spirit form, we cannot reach it. Do you understand what that means? No.
Yeah. Only spirits can touch spirits, right? Oh, that's why you need the servants.
Exactly. To put it simply, the goal of the Holy Grail is to eliminate all servants except your own. So there's no rule that you have to kill masters.
Man, she could have told me that earlier. Honestly, Toslak and this priest are being mean.
Y'all suck. I'm going home.
Now I'm relieved. Even if we enter this Holy Grail War, Toslak is not going to die. I see. I guess that is one way to think. Successful. Why must I do this? Why?
I don't know. Have you streamed anything else besides Fate in the last couple of weeks?
No, I haven't.
I mean, it's possible that it will do this for other things, not just Fate.
I guess so.
But we don't know.
Yeah. I don't know why it's doing this, though. What? Oh, shit! Beat Saber, I love that video game. That's impossible.
I don't have BO.
In the first place, magic is useless against her, and she is skilled with her sword. Then let me ask you one more thing. Is it a boring question? It is a boring question, but do you think you are superior to your servant? Eh? What's he saying? I can't beat Saber, there's no way I'm superior to her. For this question, my answer will always be that I am weaker than my servant, so... Oh. That's right. Servants are hard to defeat, even with a servant. So what should you do? See, it is such a simple solution. Servants can only exist with the master. No matter how powerful the servant is, the servant will disappear if the master dies, so... That's right, it's only a natural solution. No one would choose to take the hard way. If you want to win, the most effective way is to kill the servant. To kill the servants would be to kill their masters instead. Okay, I understand that killing the masters is an effective way to eliminate the other servants. But then if their servants get killed, does that make someone not capable of being a master anymore? Only servants can touch the Holy Grail, right? Then there is no point to the master that doesn't have a servant.
You must understand the meta, Shiro.
Junglers are cringe, Emiya Shiro.
Why fight someone's champion in League of Legends when you could kill the player?
Kill the player in real life and you will win. You will rise to the challenger ranks in no time, Emiya Shiro. No, the right to be a master still remains as long as you have the command seal. A master is a magus that can form a contract with servants. As long as you have the command spell, you can form a contract with servants. The servants of whose master is killed do not disappear right away. They can stay in this world until their magical energy runs out. If such abandoned servants exist, a master with no servant can form a contract with them that will allow them to rejoin the war. That is why masters must kill other masters, because if you allow them to live, there is a risk that they will impede you in the future. So, what if you use up your command spell? Then you won't be able to form a contract with another servant. And the freed servant will go off with someone else too.
Wait, that's pussy shit, Shiro. What do you mean?
Yes, that's right. If you use up your command spell, you will be liberated from your master as your duty as master. And yes, she is right, Emiya. That is some pussy shit.
Just deuces. Fucking command spell, I'm out.
However, I do not think a magus exists that would waste the command spell that allows them to use such a powerful magic.
Oh yeah, look at this.
He says in the same room with Rin that just commands Arch to clean up the mess that he made.
He did do that.
If there exists such a magus, he would.
Like I said, Shiro, pussy shit.
If there exists such a magus, he isn't even considered an amateur, just a chicken. Cluck like a chicken, Shiro Emiya. The priest laughs as he knows what I'm thinking about.
I've also seen that video, Shiro. Crazy to think that was Yama Yugi and Satsuki Kiryu, huh?
I'm annoyed. The priest is making fun of me. I think he's trying to provoke me. You must understand now, so we will finish the explanation of the rules. Well then, let us return to the beginning, Emiya Shiro. You said you have no intention of being a master. Do you still feel that way? If you want to abandon your responsibility as a master, that is fine too. As you have realized, you may use up your command spell to end your contract with Saber. In that case, I will guarantee your safety until the Holy Grail War ends. Huh? Hold on, why do you have to guarantee my safety? I can protect myself. Shiro, you died 2 times in one day.
You died, literally that day was today. You died twice today.
I do not have enough free time to care for you either, but this is one of the rules. I have been dispatched to supervise the repeating Holy Grail War.
Guess I only died once today, but still. He was attacked twice.
Point remains.
Yes.
That is why I must minimize the victims of the war.
You are doing a bad job.
Protection of the Magi who lost their claims to being a master is one of my biggest responsibilities as the supervisor.
I must reduce the amount of victims. Terrible job.
Repeating Holy Grail War? Hold on. Repeating? Does he mean that this kind of battle has happened many times before? What do you mean? The Holy Grail didn't just start right now? Of course not. Do you think a supervisor would have been dispatched if it were so? This church bears the duty to recover the holy relics as we are the lowest of the special agencies. Originally, it was our goal to research and recover the Holy Cross, but here we have the duty to investigate the Holy Grail. We have to investigate the 726th Holy Grail that has appeared in this far eastern land. We must recover it if it is real and dispute it if it is not. 726? That many Holy Grails?
That is a lot of Holy Grails.
Who knows? It just means that there have at least been that many things that seemed like one.
Huh. That's an interesting tidbit of information, actually.
And one of those is the Holy Grail from the Holy Grail War observed in this town. According to records, it is said that the first battle occurred about 200 years ago. Since then, the battles between masters have been repeating in a cycle of about 60 years. This is the 5th Holy Grail War. Since the last one was 10 years ago, this will be the shortest cycle yet. What? Are you guys insane? You guys have been repeating this thing for 4 times already? I feel the same way. As you said, people have repeated this event many times. Yes. In the past, the Holy Grail Wars were terrible. Masters were driven by their desires, forgot their teachings as magi, and just killed each other indiscriminately. I think you already know, but it is of the highest crime for a magus to use his magic in public. A magus cannot allow his identity to be revealed to the public. But masters in the past have violated that. The Magic Association dispatched a supervisor to caution them, but they only made it in time for the 3rd Holy Grail War. The one dispatched was my father. Do you understand now, boy?
During Fate Zero with the big kaiju, was there like people around to see that?
Yeah.
They're just like, damn, that was crazy.
And there were even fighter jets like there too.
Yeah, there were lost fighter jets.
And then Saber bombed the kaiju with her Excalibur.
Yeah. Yep. What do the people in the town think that was?
Gas
like
leak.
what a crazy gas leak that was. Weather balloons, am I right? I don't know, magic, whatever, it's fine.
Whatever.
Those pilots died in a training mission.
Yeah, I understand we need a supervisor, but from what you said, isn't this Holy Grail War fundamentally bad? Oh? How is it bad? Because the past Magi were people who would break the rules of the Magi, right? Then let's say then let's say, hypothetically, this Holy Grail War really did exist.
Hypothetically, for argument's sake, let's say the Holy Grail War was real. And if this Holy Grail War was real, then servants, which hypothetically are also real.
Let's say this Holy Grail really exists. What will you do if the one who remains is someone who uses the Holy Grail selfishly? It's bad if such a thing is attained by someone who has no problem killing others. If it is the job of the association to look after Magi, then shouldn't you guys be punishing some of those kind of people? I question with little hope. But as I expected, Kotsumine Kirei laughs. Of course not. There are no Magi who will act outside of their own interests. We only supervise the rules of the Holy Grail War. We do not care about what happens afterwards. Thus, the association is not concerned about the kind of person that obtains the Holy Grail. That's ridiculous. What if the master that obtains the Holy Grail is the worst kind of guy possible?
What if?
It would be problematic, but we can do nothing. It is the Holy Grail that chooses its owner, and we do not have the power to stop a master who has been chosen by the Holy Grail. It is the Grail that makes the wishes come true, after all. The one who obtains it will be able to do as he pleases. But if you do not want that, then all you have to do is win it for yourself. That is the most reliable way, isn't it? Kotsumine Kirei is trying to hold back his laughter. It's like he's enjoying my clumsy inability to accept the facts. What's wrong, boy? I think it was a good idea, so will you not accept it? That's none of your business. Anyway, I don't have any reason to fight. I'm not interested in the Holy Grail, and I don't feel like a master even if you tell me I am. Oh. So you are not concerned about the winner of the Holy Grail would do, even if it leads to disaster? That's... I can't answer that question. Crap, his words are violent. They force the truth onto me whether I want it or not.
The Holy Grail doesn't care about your feelings, Shiro. Magic over feelings.
That is fine. You have no reason to fight. So you are not troubled by what happened 10 years ago? 10 years ago? That's right. At the end of the last Holy Grail War, an unsuitable master touched the Holy Grail. I do not know what the master wished for. All we know is the results of the disaster that came afterwards. For an instant, that image of hell flashes in my head. Hold on, that can't be. It is. It is an event that everybody in this town knows about, Emiya Shiro.
Remember that giant gas leak and that giant monster? That came from the gas leak? Crazy.
It was the Holy Grail War. 500 killed or wounded, 134 buildings burnt down. That inferno, still unexplained, is the remains of the Holy Grail War. I feel sick.
Shiro was alive when that monster was rampaging the town. He was there.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it kind of just, like, showed up in the river. It was, like, big for a second there, and then, like, I guess the JDF forces were just, like, flying around doing stuff, and they're just like, ah, shit, we're gonna shoot this monster.
Holy shit, a monster.
A monster! No, look out!
They're on kaiju patrol, as the JDF does.
As tradition.
Yes.
My vision blurs. I lose concentration and I can't focus my eyes. My body stumbles. But I hold myself firm. I hold onto consciousness by clenching my teeth. I hold back my nausea with the anger boiling up in me.
Emiya-kun, what's wrong? You're pale white. I know it's not a comfortable story, but if you want, we can take a rest for a while.
I must have looked terrible. I think it is very rare for Tosaka to be worried like that. Don't worry, I feel better after seeing your weird face.
Hey, just what is that supposed to mean?
Oh, I have no hidden intentions. I meant it literally, so don't worry about it.
Well, fine. Hey, that's... Well, fine. Hey, that's worse, you big oaf.
The school's #1 honor student, Tosaka Rin, smacks me in the head. That does it. With that, with that, the nausea and anger go away. Thanks, you really did help, so don't bully me too much. I have a few more things to ask about. Oh, she looks like she still hasn't hit me enough, but she still lets me continue. Oh, you still have questions. Alright, let out everything you want to say. You should know what I want to ask about, yet he asks me to go on. Fine. Emiya Shiro won't lose to you. Then I'll ask. You said that this is the 5th Holy Grail War. Then has anyone ever obtained the Holy Grail? Of course. A sad event like that annihilation doesn't happen every time. Then... do not be hasty. It is easy just to obtain it. After all, the Holy Grail is managed within this church. If you speak of just touching it, I touch it every day. Huh? The Holy Grail is at this church? Of course. It is only the vessel. It is empty. Rin said it earlier that the Holy Grail is in spirit form. And what we maintain is a well-made replica of the Holy Grail. We use this catalyst to draw down the real Holy Grail and transform it into a Grail that grants wishes. It is like the relationship between servants and masters. Yes, there indeed was a man who obtained the real Holy Grail, temporarily using that method. Then, was that Holy Grail real? No, what happened to the guy who obtained it? Nothing. The Holy Grail was imperfectly completed. It was the result of a foolish man affected by sentiment. With the previous pressure gone, the priest narrows his eyes as if in regret. What do you mean? Didn't the Holy Grail appear? It is easy to just make the Holy Grail appear. Once the 7 servants are present, the Holy Grail will appear within time. As Rin said, there is no need to kill other masters. But that does not complete the Holy Grail. That thing decides its own appropriate master, and for that reason, it could not be obtained by a man who avoided battles.
Huh, so that just means it's useless to obtain the Holy Grail without setting matches with other masters. The master who obtained the Holy Grail first in the last war was just a chicken. He just ran away from the Holy Grail, saying that he didn't want to fight other masters.
So saying, Tosaka looks away from Kotomine. No way. Does that mean that Kotomine was one of the masters in the last war, and that he retired because he refused to fight in spite of obtaining the Holy Grail?
Interesting.
Kotomine, you didn't fight? I did, until about halfway, but I made a bad decision. As a result, I only obtained an empty Holy Grail. Well, I guess that was my limit anyway. Because the other masters were all monstrous. I lost my servant first and was taken under my father's protection. Come to think of it, it was inappropriate for the son of the supervisor to be chosen as a master. Father died at that time. Since then, I have succeeded the role of supervisor, and I protect the Holy Grail of this church. Saying that, the priest called Kotsumine turns around. Before him stands the symbol of worship. That is the end of our conversation. The only ones qualified to obtain the Holy Grail are those who have servants. When there is only one of you left, the Holy Grail should naturally appear in front of you. Tell me your decision as to if you want to join this battle, the Holy Grail War, now. The priest requests my final decision. I'm at a loss for words. I had no reason to fight until just now. Now I have a reason to fight, and a will to fight. But can I really accept that? Are you still undecided? Look, a master is not something you can just become because you want to. Brann has been training long as a magus, but it was not determined that she would be a master. All that can be decided beforehand was whether or not to prepare for it. Only magi are chosen as masters. If you are a magus, you have been ready already.
Ready already. It's what's his name in Fate Zero? Bluebeard's masters. He wasn't really a magus. I guess he must have had some sort of magical power, and he read from a book. But
I mean, he was part of the magus family because he said that he found the book in like his grandpa's like old storage room.
Yeah, he did. He's
a more qualified master than Shiro is.
Yeah, I guess technically true.
You and your teacher were failures in that case. It is merely annoying for such a magus to be fighting. So get rid of your command seal spells now.
Get rid of your command seals now!
You're wasting valuable mana that could be used in the Holy Grail! He doesn't need to ask. Oh.
What happens if you revoke the command spell?
Are we able to...
Say...
I can't approve of this. Such dirty killings are wrong. What's wrong? Will you fight or not? State now, Emiya Shiro. He doesn't even need to ask me. I won't fight. I'll abandon my right as a master. I look directly at the priest and answer. I see. I am disappointed, but it is a master's will. Emiya Shiro has abandoned his rights as a master and withdrawn from the Holy Grail War. Is that acceptable, Rin? Eh? The priest addresses Tosaka and not me. Tosaka answers.
I don't care. If Emiya-kun's choice, I can't really say anything about it.
I'll take that sense of guilt as a yield. Then let us begin right away, Emiya Shiro. Put out your left arm. Fine, but what are you going to do? It should be quick. I am merely erasing the command spell on your arm. There are two factors causing masters to be masters. One is the contract with the servants, and the other is the command spell on your arm. You will be freed from the Holy Grail War if you lose both of these. The priest takes my left arm and... This will hurt. Try to relax. With a plunge. Rips off my arm with his bare hands.
Whoa!
Get!
Whoa!
My body jerks in pain. With a sound of someone's fingers enter my arm. Gah! It is not an illusion. If it were an illusion, it was that of my arm being ripped off. In reality, there isn't a scratch on my arm.
Ah, I see.
A stranger's fingers move through my flesh. This is, yes, just as that priest's fingers were, which are transparent like ghosts, are sinking into my arm. Done. The operation was successful. Huh? I look at my left arm. There are no wounds on my arm and only pain remains. In exchange for that unpleasantness, the command spell on my arm has changed shape.
Still one left.
The shape's changed. No, it's that there's fewer strokes on it now? This is you.
Yes. There are 3 strokes for the command spell. Kirei took 2 of those out from you. Like a spiritual doctor who removes infected parts without hurting the body.
Spiritual doctor? I think it's a special mad guy who heals the body by treating the spirit. I hear their magic is a curse that can remove the infected part without using a single surgical knife on the body.
I'm surprised. Spiritual treatment is an unusual act used in uncivilized areas. It's not something a man of the church should know.
Don't say that. I was unfit to be a priest the moment I took up magic. So it should not matter what kind of magic I know is unfit for a priest. Do not worry about the type. It was the only thing I was good at. I learned many magics, but this is the only one that fit me. My magical aptitude is specialized in opening wounds, for good or for bad. Thanks to that, I am inferior to even my student over there.
For good or for bad, of course it's good. There aren't many spiritual doctors as good as you in the association, and there are only a few in the church that can handle spirits as well as you do. Wow, how nice.
Who knows? No matter how great this healing method is, the spirit is only a contact treatment relying on the body. It is nothing close to the miracle that allows connection with the soul, the proof of the existence, independence on the body. But anyway, the treatment is complete. The rest is up to you, Emiya Shiro. Use your last spell, command spell, to cut the contract between you and your servant. Cut the contract with my servant?
Yes. Request abolition of contract before Saber, who's waiting outside. I'm sure she won't accept it, so Kirei left you a command spell to force her to agree.
That is correct. By using up your command spell and abolishing the contract with your servant, you present to the other masters that you are harmless. Then you are openly freed. A sane master would not think of attacking a powerless master. By relinquishing power you have gained by chance, you will now regain your peaceful life. I will break the contract with Saber by choice. That's betraying her. Even if it was by chance, I called for her and she protected me. Have I made the wrong choice? I cannot approve of masters killing each other. I cannot approve of it, but I can't overlook it either. Then, what are you doing? No incantations are necessary to activate the command spell. All you have to do is put your mind into it and order your servant. You can tell her directly, or you can just cut the contract here. Choose whichever you like. No. I made my decision. I can't take anything back now, and the priest probably wouldn't allow it. I'll go and settle this directly with Saber. Then I won't be a master, right? Directly with Saber.
Directly with Saber? Emiya-kun, that's...
Yes, I guarantee that. Go and inform your servants of the parting. After that, I shall welcome you into the church as subject to my protection. The priest welcomes me, but I don't know how serious he is. Anyways, I have no intention of putting myself in his care. I will only abandon my right to master. I will not ask for his help after that. I refuse that. I don't need your help. I'll settle things with Saber after I use up my command spiel. I'm going home. That will be it. I will never see you again. I see. Well, certainly we shall never meet again. Farewell, Emiya Shiro. It is the path you have chosen for yourself. Take pride in it. He doesn't need to tell me that. I turn my back on him and leave the church. I exit the church. She is there in the stone-paved plaza under the tall sky.
Have you finished your conversation, Master?
Yeah, I learned what this Holy Grail War is. And taking that into consideration, I decided, Saber, I withdraw for being a master. Saber's brow does not even twitch. Her green eyes seem to accept my decision as if it were natural.
Does that mean you will be abandoning the contract with me?
That's right. I'm not fit to be a master, and you too, Saber. It would be better for you to form a contract with a proper master, not one like me.
Yes. If I am after a better winning chance in battle, I should form a contract with another magus. Archer's master should be able to draw out my full potential.
I see. Then I can abandon our contract now, right? I'll use the last command spell to cancel the contract, so you will be free.
Shiro, I will ask you only once. Will you not change your mind about your intention not to be a master?
I will not change my mind. I have no intention to kill others. I say so looking directly at Saber. And at that time, the raincoat Saber is wearing sways. Oh. I obliquely stare at the death in front of me. In the time it takes for me to blink, Saber runs towards me. Huh? Sweeps my legs out from under me and knocks me over. Pain runs through my legs after a moment. There's no blood. I still have my feet. I'm relieved that I still have my legs. Thank God, she only swept me with the metal rod. My legs hurt like they're about to tear off, but it's much better than having them cut off.
Shiro, a Magnus is no longer a master will be killed by a servant. No matter how inexperienced you are as a magus, you have the power to keep me in this world as you have called for me. A servant needs a master. If you break your contract, I will kill you and take that body. Do you still say you will abandon your rights as master?
I look up at Saber, concentrating my fading consciousness. There is no enmity or murderous intent in Saber's expression. As natural as it is to breathe, Saber would kill me without emotion to stay in this world. But still. That's right. Even if I were to change my mind, I can't do it. Not because I only have one command spell left. I refuse to fight. I refuse to become a master. Having such a person as your master would only result in defeat. No matter how it came about, my mind gave up. If I have refused battle once, the second time must be the same. I would lament every time I face danger that I should not have entered the battle. It would be very bad. It would be bad for both you and me to make such a person your master.
Then you do not mind being killed by me here. I cannot be a spirit. If I cannot absorb your soul, your body will face a painful death. You are going to accept that.
Of course not. I don't like fighting, but I like being killed even less. I know it won't help, but I'll resist until the last second and flee. I gather my courage and glare back at Saber, not allowing myself to be overwhelmed by her. And then... Saber?
I understand. Use your command spell, Shiro. It is your decision. I have no right to intervene.
Huh?
Do not worry. It is just the case that I could not establish trust with my master this time. If you abolish the contract with your command spell, I will be free. I should only be able to maintain this body for about 2 hours, but I will find a new master in that time.
Saber says so plainly. Spurred by those words, I praised the command spell on my left arm to abolish the contract.
You are now free. It was only a short union, but your magic energy was pleasant. I shall not see you again, but I shall pray that you safely survive this battle. Adios.
The silver armor recedes. Without realizing it, I almost try to call out after her, but I stop myself before I do such a stupid thing. I am not permitted to call out her name. She did not blame me for selfishly abandoning the contract, and she cared for my safety to the end. Since I have rejected her and backed out of the Holy Grail War, I cannot call out and stop her.
This goes on way longer than I thought it would.
We're almost there.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
It is a silent night. Even though it's past midnight, the town is too silent. To be honest, it's eerie. I don't think I'm exaggerating when I think that the word... I don't think I'm exaggerating. I think that word is very suitable for this atmosphere. Man, I wonder when it all started to be like this. It's obvious. The Holy Grail War. The secret battle between 6 magi is stealing the life from this town. My chest starts to hurt. The chest that was stabbed by Lancer only a few hours ago is aching. Let's go home. What good will it do to go back to the church now? Enduring the pain in my chest, I head home. I think I'll think about what I should do once I'm home. I should be able to calm down if I go home, take a bath, and relax a bit. But I'll think about what I should do when I get home. That thought itself was a mistake. Huh? Like a bad dream, it tells me that there's no road ahead of me.
I see you're alone now, Oni-chan.
I raise my head at the girl's voice. Under the blue moon.
That...
On top of the hill that should lead me back home.
White woman jump scare.
Or a girl in a strange figure. Hit! And they burst. I didn't even have a chance to see it, scream, nor turn and run. The black giant standing there swings his weapon upwards, and just the sheer force of the weapon moving causes my arm to... It flew off. It flew off. One of my arms flew off. It flew off from my shoulder, and blood is spilling out like crazy, and the road behind me is red, like red paint smeared on it, and bones. Bones are sticking on my shoulder, and...
Berserker, don't feel like playing chase? Oh, I don't feel like playing chase, so just squash him.
I roll. Both of my legs are bent as if sitting Japanese style. But they are both bending in the wrong way, with my feet bending forward from my knees down.
Ow.
My thoughts cannot catch up to the events. My thoughts cannot catch up to the events due to the pain. Berserker. I definitely heard that. But then the monster in front of me.
You're well-mannered, Oni-chan. I know that it's that thing called assisted... Well, I know that. It's that thing called assisted suicide, right? My grandfather said that Japanese people are a neck-cutting tribe who die by having their necks cut off while sitting Japanese style. What?
I begin to pass out. The girl's innocent voice doesn't match the situation. Don't... I look up. I can't breathe. One of my lungs has been blown out about 50 meters behind me.
What?
I fall onto the ground on my back. Both my legs have become like caterpillars, and they're broken, so they can't move. I use
So
my...
literally punched his fucking lung 150 feet out of his body.
and they're broken, so they can't move. So I use my remaining arm to drag myself away.
Oh, you can still move? But I'm sorry, you can't run away. And besides, it's useless even if you do get away. I feel like every female voice I have is just turning into Rin. Because even if you do, that body of yours will die in a matter of seconds.
My body feels light. I've lost over half of my blood already.
He punched out half my blood.
It's amazing, I'm still conscious. My brain is starved of oxygen, and it should have stopped already.
I imagine, like, you remember in the first Doctor Strange movie when she punches his ghost out?
Yeah.
It's like that, but instead of a ghost, it's just a silhouette of his own blood.
Well, she did say that, hey, smash him, Berserker. So, I imagine he just took that big club and just, like, brought it, like, straight down on his head and just, like, broke his legs.
It's like what Lorgo did to his slave dad.
Oh, wow.
Yes. But you can be relieved. It's no fun if you die that easily, right? So I gave you a small hand. Oni-chan will stay conscious no matter how much it hurts or how much how much of you gets destroyed until I crush your head. So, even if I do this, you'll be able to writhe like a living thing. Cool.
I'm crushed. Literally. By that shockwave of his weapon, like a printing press, my lower half is crushed from the waist down. That thing that used to be my legs and meat and bones are beautifully turned into a two-dimensional object.
Damn.
I can't die. There's only blood left in my head, and my body does not function, and my nerves are wanting to die and escape the pain, but my consciousness will not go away. Phew, phew, phew. My throat sounds like a flute. It echoes inside my skull. My thoughts are still confused, but wanting to escape this pain. You're wrong. I'm not a master anymore. I tell the girl who's as if asking for help. An instant of hope. The girl gasps as if being surprised.
Yeah, so what?
She says with an angelic smile.
Who asked?
My senses freeze. I will not be saved no matter what. I fully understand that I will be killed here.
Maybe you're small enough for me to pick up now. Just going back to Rin. God damn it. Then I'll invite you to my castle, Oni-chan. There are lots of tools once we get there, so let's continue this there.
My senses will not die no matter how much I am hurt. They will not die, so rationality freezes. I don't know how much longer the head will last. But at this moment, Emiyashiro gives up all hope.
Damn. Bad end? No shit.
Oh, hell yeah, it's the Tiger Dojo!
Take advice? No.
Okay.
I don't need advice.
We will not take advice. Alright, well that was Fate Stay Night.
There it is. I don't know. You want to continue to get to the Berserker fight? Naturally.
Yeah, let's do... Why don't we pick that up next week?
Oh, you do actually want to end off there. Alright.
Yeah, because, we've been streaming for almost 2 hours now. Be a good place to stop it.
Indeed. I will stitch the parts together.
Alright, well, if you like that, follow us on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, Tumblr. We got one of those now.
We do. I posted one or two things though.
Hell yeah.
That's it.
Bad end.